Hello there. Back for another drawing today. Um, Today is a part of the book that I've been illustrating, and got these two characters today. So I put down a little bit of just a little couple of markings, not so much a finished drawing, just a couple of little markings about positions, so that the two characters don't collide when I'm doing the ink. So let's start off. I need to I like to start my drawings with some kind of marking, some nice kind of thick, some thick line that always seems to, no, I don't, it kind of relaxes me in a way, you know, by kind of putting something down that kind of like it's kind of like, you know, it kind of takes the fear away from a white paper. Thank you for all the comments and questions too. A couple of questions I need to get in and answer. Don't like that. Change the pen, sorry. The paper is just cartridge paper. It's white cartridge paper. I think it's about 320 GSM. It is not watercolor paper or anything like that. I do use watercolor paper, but mostly I use it when I know that I'm going to be actually painting up, and a lot of these at the moment I'm not really painting up. I'm doing some illustrations for this book at the moment, and they are mostly, at the moment, mostly black and white, which is fine. But I kind of, I obviously do paint. But it kind of, it calls for whatever project people are asking for, you know. Sometimes people want me to paint the illustrations, sometimes they just want them to be kind of graphic black and white lines. In this case, I'm just doing black and white lines, and I'm just trying to, I'm trying to get a nice feeling with these drawings. I'm trying not to get too tight with them. Basically, at this part in the story, the character has received a large chunk of money, this guy, and he's kind of very excited about it, and the other guy has kind of reacted in some kind of comical way, and so that's what I'm trying to get on this one. These characters are very kind of free line. They're not so kind of restricting on what they look like, or on, you know, they're not like human figures or anything. They're kind of like mutant characters in this book. I'll tell you more about the book as time goes on. the moment, a lot of these drawings are kind of like testing out to see what kind of feeling I can get with the characters. And sometimes you can pick up a character very, very straight away. You kind of sit down and design a character and you've got it basically. And then some takes a little bit of time to kind of get them into your mind, and these ones have taken me a bit of time. I mean, they're very complex characters anyway, so nothing bad about it. Sometimes it just happens, these kind of mutant characters, sometimes when people write something, they have an idea about something, and when you kind of read it through, you have your you have a completely different idea. So I've kind of over time I've really enjoyed loosening up my style a little bit, not getting too kind of precise with line and construction, although I spent many years of my life learning about construction, learning about how to draw figures, and I don't know, it's all kind of become a little bit too stiff feeling. So in that way I'm kind of branching out. I'm trying to loosen up my style and also kind of loosen up my mind a little bit, because you can see I kind of have this habit of drawing left to right, and that's only because of the ink. I don't want to kind of get to a stage of putting my fingers in the ink, or smudging it is even worse. And it's very easy to do when you're doing a very complex character like this. So you have to kind of have the character in your mind. You have to have who the character is. Do a lot of drawing before you even start putting the character down. Draw it to the point where you really know it inside and out. And in this case, I spent quite a few nights just sketching this character. Just get an old biro and sit and sketch away. And in most of the cases, it's exactly that. For example, there I've just done the sketches of the characters there. And that's basically, there's the biro that just fell out, and that's the kind of sketches that I've been doing for this, if you can see it clearly. And that's the kind of part that I've got to draw up now, and that's just kind of sketching it out, thinking it out, feeling the characters out. And the more you do that, the more you can enjoy the drawing. You can really spend your time just enjoying putting the line down and feeling the line. And I find sometimes that a lot of people are so intense on their drawing and so critical about every line that they kind of, I don't know, sometimes I kind of feel like they forget they're being lucky and being able to draw these pictures, Just enjoy it more than I think confidence is also another thing. I've had a few questions about confidence. Confidence is, like I said, I mean, if you can draw the character and you're quite confident with drawing the character in any pose, you should be confident enough to put the lines down You know, whether you're drawing it in ink, whether you're drawing it in pencil, whether you're drawing it in whatever. I mean, don't take the ink, pencil, all that type of stuff. Don't take it so damn serious. You know, it's like try and try and enjoy the fact that you're actually sitting there drawing, and just enjoy. Gloves out. I actually spend a lot of time just scribbling shapes in my notebook. I get used to drawing things in a more of a less stressful style. I think that the way I'd kind of draw at the moment is I'm just, you know, like each piece here is like, I'm not really being too precious about it. I'm kind of thinking more about the line and how I'm putting down the line. And that is really, really enjoyable for me, you know. If I put down a nice big thick chunky line, and if I can kind of control the spit of the line. Spit of the line, this sounds a bit disgusting, but it's kind of this part of controlling about doing stuff like that, you know, whereas, you know, you can control your pen and you can do something that's a little bit more clean. So controlling your pen and getting a lovely feeling from it is such a pleasure. It's one of the great feelings of doing a piece of artwork, is being in total control of what you're actually doing, you know. I've got to try and draw some money at the end. Oh, I think money's always quite an odd thing to draw, because I always kind of think, yeah, I do dip back into certain corners when sometimes I'll look at something and I think, well, it needs a little bit more something, and I kind of sometimes dip back into different areas of it. I don't really like drawing things like money or tables, or so that's kind of like my weakness, you know. And I'm coming up in a minute, I'm going to have to draw some money being held there, so I mean, I suppose artists don't really know what money looks like, right? What am I doing? Okay. You know, the poor artist. But we have that luxury of you know, the life of the artist is quite a beautiful thing, really. You know, the things that we can create, and yeah, I'm liking that. That's kind of got a nice feeling to it. And I need to have a nice big blobs up here. I think one of the things to do to kind of build your confidence is to do more of that subject. You know, if you're not very good at drawing, in my case, money and stuff like that, spend a little bit more time and kind of push yourself to get better at it, you know. And I'm sure that isn't what George Washington looks like, but I'm sure you'll forgive me for this moment. But the thing is that the more you can know your weaknesses and know where you should be practicing, then you can kind of spend more time doing that. Concentrate on what you're not good at more than what you are. You know, don't always draw things that you're good at doing. And I think in that, and by meaning by that, I mean don't kind of concentrate on what you're not good at in a way that you kind of make yourself worried about it, or you know, make sure that you practice it and improve it, and you know, get to that stage of things. You will find your drawing much easier the more you practice, and just practice drawing figures. Try and practice drawing four-legged animals and stuff like that, you know. I've been illustrating a lot of books, and this will be the illustrations, hopefully, for another book coming out. But I'm always interested for new projects. I'm always interested in hearing from people who've got a book idea, or you know. So if you have something that you want me to kind of get into, try out for you, contact me. There's lots of places. Oh, that was not very clever, was it? I spilt my ink. Luckily that was on the edge of the drawing. I have to try and avoid that now. It's me chatting too much and then not concentrating on what I'm doing. It's quite difficult doing these videos also all the time, you know. It's like you have to kind of advertise yourself, saying, hey, look at me, look how cool I am, look how amazing I am. It's quite difficult, you know, to kind of get to the stage where you're drawing and being perfect all the time. It's, you know, it's very difficult. I used to do a lot of kind of time code type things, like you know, like time lapse. Sorry. So there's like people can watch you do a whole drawing in like 20 seconds or something. You know, it's like. But then you get people asking you questions and say, oh, well, how did you do this? How did you do that? So I thought I'd do these videos where it's just me doing it. So, you know, I'm not going to sit and do lessons for people. I mean, there's nothing really to teach. I mean, drawing is just get in there and enjoy it, you know, more than anything. So if I draw and you can watch, then you can pick up all your secret little clues about what I'm doing. I don't know. People seem to ask like about what nibs I'm using and what type of thickness paper, what brand of paper. Oh God, I don't even know what the brand of paper is. I bought it off the internet. Look up. I think it was about 280 GSM, and that was okay. And then I got 320 GSM, which was much more appropriate of what I'm doing, because I kind of, my nib seems to kind of cut into everything, and so I like to get a little bit of thicker paper, but I still use, sometimes I use lighter paper, just just you just got to find out what you like, what works for you, you know. I mean, I do love watercolor paper, but it's very expensive these days. How can paper be expensive, you know? I think I need to marry somebody who works in a stationery shop or something. At least you can bring home free samples all the time. That'd be fantastic. No, I'm not married, and no, I don't want to be married. Thank you very much. There we are. It's coming on well, isn't it? I watched this great thing on telly the other night. Well, not telly, but Netflix. It was called Fargo. And if you haven't seen it, go and see it, because it's like that kitty. What's your man's name? Martin Freeman. He used to be in The Office at one point. Brilliant. I think he's got such a cool actor's face, a very comical face, and he meets an old bully in the school, and I won't spoil what goes on, but I mean, there's another brilliant actor in there who's Billy Bob Thornton. I mean, what a name for a star. Billy Bob Thornton. And he kind of plays like the bad guy in this. Well, he's a good guy, really, but anyway, don't just listen to me blabbing away. Go and watch that. There's like about 4 of them. The first one and the second one are pretty cool. Third one has got that Scottish actor. Can't remember what your man's name is. He was in the Train Spotting and stuff like that. Didn't like that. It was something about him and his brother were going to kill each other over some kind of stamp. Like, what? Couldn't get on with that. Couldn't get on with it. So, didn't get to the end of that one and gave up about 10 minutes into it. There you go. That's what happens. You're not paying attention, you break nibs. Silly boy. I'll have to go back to that nib that I didn't like. Yeah, so the program was called Fargo, and I think it's on Netflix. Don't get to watch that much on telly. Bit boring watching stuff on your own, to be honest. But the Fargo I watched with a friend of mine, and it was brilliant. It was very, 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 very entertaining. So go and watch it. And hope you like it as much as I did. Right, pick off all the blobs. Just put my finger in the ink again. What's wrong with me? I just told myself, be careful with the ink. So like I said, at this stage in the book, one character is reacting to the other character who's come into a large sum of money. I'll tell you a bit more about the book as time goes up. I'm still kind of doing a few kind of test illustrations for it and seeing how I feel about it. But cool. I'm quite pleased with that. Let's scribble my name in there somewhere. My name is Kieron Seamons, and if you've enjoyed this, pop on over and have a look at some of my other drawings. There's quite a few there now. If there's anything especially that you'd like me to draw, send me a comment and I'll try and do something. I'll try and sketch something out for you. There we are. I'm just going to border this off because it's kind of just to keep it in the and that's just to kind of trying to border some of these drawings just so that I've got a running theme through this book. The book has got this, I'm trying to kind of border it off so that it looks like it's a framed picture almost. That's the idea behind it. So that is today's drawing, and I hope you enjoyed it, and pop over onto YouTube and subscribe and you'll see a drawing every day, or yeah, probably every day or every 2 days. And leave some comments. Really look forward to hearing from you. Thanks for watching, and come again.